back for another garden tour, this time in July. It's been a while since the last one, since that was filmed in early June, so more than a month. And of course June and July are the busiest months here, so there's a lot to catch up with. So let's get started on that. This time we'll start outside and then I'll show the greenhouse at the end. So first, in this bed I have the perennial flowers. It's not as full of flowers as I would like, but there are definitely some very nice ones. So in this bed there are a lot of plants that haven't flowered yet, like these I think should be some kind of yellow flowers, and then these are kind of a pale pink orange, I think. I have some hollyhocks that are just tiny, and this should be getting red flowers, but it's so far just spreading, but it looks very happy, so maybe it'll look a bit better. But I think I need to fill in with a few more flowers in the middle here, because many of those didn't survive the winter. But it's fine, there's no hurry, so I'll just do it gradually as I see how the other plants work out. Then the next frame here is my brassica. So I have broccoli and cauliflower here. I had some of this rapini plant in the middle, but they got very badly attacked by caterpillars. Very interesting that the other ones didn't get that same level of attack, so I decided to just remove them eventually. So here I've already been able to harvest one head of broccoli from this plant, and now I'm getting some nice sprouts. And then here's one that it looks like it's already starting to flower, so I may have to harvest that soon. So the broccoli hasn't been a huge success, but this one head was great. And then I got this one. As you can see, some of the plants aren't as compact, sort of, so it looks like they may have gotten a little stressed somehow. So maybe I should, it's a purple broccoli, and maybe I should have just gone for something regular. However, the purple cauliflower is doing great. Such a beautiful color. So the only disadvantage with cauliflower is that it doesn't give those sprouts after you have harvested the main head. So I think next year maybe I won't be growing cauliflower and broccoli, we'll see. Maybe I'll try a different type of broccoli, we'll see. And at the end here I have a squash plant, but that still hasn't produced anything. Then in the next bed I have only flowers, and I'm very happy about it. So there are a lot of different types of flowers here, but mainly calendula, cornflowers, zinnia. I think there maybe not zinnia right here, but and then there are some over here that are annual that I'll have to look up the name of. But I'm very happy with this bed. Maybe not so much with the color combinations. I think I could have thought more through that, but I knew that that was just sort of random, and I think that's fine. But it gives me a lot of joy. And then here, the flowers are this edible chrysanthemum, looking very beautiful. I harvested a lot of it, a lot of the greens when they were much smaller, but still there was a lot left to flower. And then another squash that seems a little bit further along, but also no fruit yet. And here are the broad beans. They're doing great. I don't think I've ever had such good looking broad bean plants before. And there are lots of bean pods already, but also some flowers still. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm optimistic. And then at the end, here are the Jerusalem artichokes with some nasturtiums growing in among them. And also some sugar snap peas here, which have also been giving a lot. They are supposed to be yellow. They're a yellow variety. And then here are the potatoes. It's a little bit strange that only half of them are growing, but there are two different varieties. One is a red one, you can see on the stem too. The red type and then the white type. So the stems aren't as red, but the white type doesn't seem to have, doesn't seem to be growing as much. So I don't know exactly why. So I put in some marigold and other things. So I have a single flower there. And I planted some broad beans just as sort of green manure. Then along here I've planted out this gooseberry bush. I think it needs some time to settle. It was in the greenhouse, so it was kind of shocked by coming outside, I think. And then this blackcurrant bush. Doesn't seem to have any flowers this year, but that's fine. I'm just happy if it grows. And then I have the red currant bushes down here, and it's also growing, looking very healthy, and it has a lot of berries. I think these are more berries than we've seen on it before, so that's promising. And these bushes are also and these are called honeyberries. This year it's only this one bush that's been producing berries, and I have 4 in total, 3 others. They're all different varieties because they need to be pollinated by a different type. But even this big one doesn't seem to have any berries. So that's a bit strange. And my meadow has a lot of these purple bell flowers. I'm sowing a lot of new like meadow perennial flowers to plant out here. So I want some more like yellow and yeah, nice colors there. We're painting the upstairs room today, so that's why things look like that. And then this way I have lots of strawberries. This whole frame is only strawberries, and there are definitely some right on their way, so that's nice. Look at this. And then finally over here is the herb garden, and it's doing great, a little too great almost. Some of them, this is the anise hyssop, which I don't even use, so I don't know if it's necessary to have it here. I could have it with the perennial plants maybe, since this is stuff that I actually want to eat. So what I've really been using is for cooking, I mean, is the thyme, which is flowering really nicely now, and the oregano, which is kind of all over the place in here. Yeah, I'll have to clean this up a little, I think. And then I also bought this spring a plant. it's down in here. Okay, this is hopeless filming, but it's a chocolate mint. And I really like the taste of it, and I've been using it in a lot of like pasta salads and stuff like that. And yeah, so those three I think I've been using the most. And then the chives are of course always useful. And then this is catnip, which I haven't harvested yet, but I'll harvest some today for my cat. And then this is this mandarin lemon balm, which also, like, what should I use it for? I don't know. It smells nice, but it's not really so useful. So I'm gonna have to think a little bit more about what I want to prioritize here. And then finally the raspberries here. This middle plant is doing great, and it has lots of not yet ripe raspberries here as well. So that I think will be great this year. And then this is my purple raspberry, which isn't as happy. And then here I bought a new orange raspberry, which was what I had planted here originally, but it hadn't survived. So I got a new one. But then I realized the reason it didn't survive is probably because it says that it's only hardy to zone 3, and we're in some 4, maybe even 5 here. So I don't think it'll ever survive the winter here. So what I'm thinking is that I might move it into a pot and put it in the greenhouse and just grow it in the greenhouse instead. And maybe I'll do the same with the purple one as well. The lower garden, I don't even want to go down there now, it's a jungle. I'm going to try to clean it up a bit, but not today. And so there's nothing really to see there. There's rhubarb there, but it's getting kind of... Oh, I see. Okay, well, we're going down anyway. I see some flowers. I would love more of these down here. I just need to, and I have this hosta here too, which is very happy, but then there are just so many weeds in between. So my plan is to make some more defined beds, and for the rhubarb, because the rhubarb is kind of getting choked out by all this ground elder. And there's some more hosta here. Okay, let's head into the greenhouse, which you might notice the plastic has been tightened finally after the winter. It's quite warm in here now. So these are lots of these straw flowers. I think they look so nice. And then some zinnia as well. Very cute. So after I got this long bed in here, it's made things a lot easier. But as you can also see, it's become kind of a jungle. Oh, I'm dying. It's really warm. Let's do a temperature check. It's 35, 34 degrees in the greenhouse. And outside it is 23. So quite a bit warmer in the greenhouse. So, okay, let's just do it from right to left. So this is my grape plant, which I got from my uncle. It's very happy, but I need to find some way. I wanted to climb on this wall, which is the north wall of the greenhouse, but I haven't quite figured out how I wanted to climb. I don't have a lot of places to attach like whatever it would climb on. So I have like that like metal beam there, and then I have the door frame. So I'm thinking I can maybe get some kind of stick across there, and then have something that it can climb up here, but I need to think more about it. I don't think it'll be necessary to tie it up this year, so maybe I can do that next year. And then I have some cucumber plants. So there are two different types, and I have 4 plants in total. So there's one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then I have these fences for them to climb on. So that's good. They're a little bit slower than I had hoped, but we'll see. And then here I have a whole field of parsley. So all of this is parsley. Which has been really great, maybe a little bit more than I need, but it's been really nice not feeling like I need to be careful when harvesting the parsley. I can just take as much as I want. And then the same with coriander here, which is starting to flower now, but there's still a lot to harvest. And then over here is this is pretty much the same as it was before I made this bed. There was like a frame here, and so there are these strawberries with these really pretty red flowers, and the strawberries are really tasty as well, so that's definitely a variety I want to keep and kind of increase the numbers of, and they're spreading on their own here like crazy, so that's fine. And then these tall things here is just a flower. It's a perennial flower called chicory. So I have a lot of those in here. I originally just planted them here to keep them over the winter, but then I didn't plant them out. And now I'm thinking I'm just going to let them flower in here, and then I want to put them out in that meadow area outside. And then here I have this trellis thing with the same snap piece growing on. Now they're starting to get a little yellow in the leaves. I think they're a little thirsty maybe, or maybe they need some more nutrients, but I'm not gonna do anything about it because they've given me a lot of peace and I don't think I need very much more. But that's been great. Here you can see there are still many coming along. But I should maybe have made something even taller because now they're starting to kind of droop down there, but that's fine. But these are great. I am going to get even more of these. So they're just like this simple fence, rectangular fence, and then they have these spikes. So that's all that's holding it up, is that I just stuck that down in the ground. Outside it would probably blow over from the wind, but in here it's perfect. So that's great. And then here I have some dill, which has flowered and is huge, and it's kind of leaning. I'm going to cut that down today. But that's also been really great to have, and I love using that in cooking as well. So it's been the of the annual herbs, it's been dill, coriander and parsley, and I've used them a lot. And then for outside, like I said, of the perennial herbs, I've been using a lot of oregano and mint and thyme and chives. So I've been really happy to be able to use stuff from the garden for cooking. And then finally here, this is the physalis, which has also become kind of a jungle. But there are some berries starting to form. There. And there are some more, like here's a bigger one. Oy. But a snail ate a whole nut, but that's kind of interesting because then you can actually look in at the actual berry in there. Okay. And then finally, just like the stuff I've been sowing lately. Well, first here's an asparagus plant. I think I'll leave it in here over the winter and then plant it out in spring in the asparagus bed. I have 2 living plants now outside. And then here I have lots of lettuce and some more brassica. This is rocket growing here, and then some tatsoi and some more coriander, but that hasn't sprouted yet. So I think it's a little bit hot for it now in here, but yeah, I'll just see if it works out. And then the salad I would like to plant outside. I don't quite know where, but I think I can find somewhere. And then here I have lots of perennial flowers. Yeah, I would like to have more, both in the bed here by the greenhouse, on the outside I mean, and in the meadow area over there, and in the lower garden as well. And then down here I have more brassica style, so a type called Osaka purple, and then this is Mizuna cabbage in the back there. And then over here I have some more both annual and perennial flowers. It might be a little late, but I'm just gonna see. If with the perennial things I think it's fine, because they can just overwinter here. But we'll see with the annual stuff if they have time to flower before winter. And then I have some more lettuce. Here I'm trying to keep it in the coolest places, but it's so hot in here. And then here I have some kale and pak choi. I want to maybe grow it in the greenhouse. We'll see. There have been so many animals in the greenhouse. I have frogs and toads, I think. Oh, there it is. That's my toad. Can you see it? It's so well camouflaged. I'm not completely convinced it's a toad. It looks different than the frogs.